Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to the Sunday Recap, my weekly vlog where I talk a bit about my last week in games. And as always, we'll start with EVE Online, and I would say that I've had a pretty good week when it comes to EVE Online without having to worry about the war deck. I got back in the Ishtar, did a decent amount of exploration, found some good sites, even found some good drops, so that is pretty fun, of course, because I absolutely still love exploration in EVE Online. I think it's a very accessible, scalable and fun solo activity to do, so that has definitely been my focus in the last week. Next to that, I'm also restarting the blueprint copy business in the research write-through that I have in Detail, of course. Cuts down on the copying time by quite a little bit, and also on the costs actually, although it is getting more and more expensive as more and more people show up in Detail. And that is something perhaps because, of course, of the real life situation that everyone is under. There is a lot of activity around Detail. I'm seeing 50-60 people in Detail, which is kind of crazy, and then around there while I'm exploring, I'm seeing a lot of competition, even for the plentiful data sites that seem to be popping up left and right at this point, a little bit everywhere. I'm seeing lots of small frigates going after those data sites. I'm seeing Gilas, Stradioses, everything that you can imagine that's really good for exploration. I'm seeing them fly around quite a bit more often. Local is up in pretty much every system that I encounter, so it's a very busy time in EVE Online, but as long as everyone is a little bit like successful, you have just a faster turnaround of a lot of the sites there. So I've actually been decently happy with all the sites that I found, with the loot that has dropped, so a pretty good week on that front for me. When it comes to news, next week we should get a trailer and hopefully some information on the second quadrant that CCP has planned for EVE Online. I personally can't wait for all of that information and to see what the future will bring for our favorite sandbox game, of course. Next up, we have some more Path of Exile Delirium. While we have been plagued by game crashes, I must say this is like the worst performing league for me so far in Path of Exile. I'm still having quite a little bit of fun because, of course, I'm playing this overpowered build where you go with Stormbrand and then the Archmage support that just scales incredibly well with the more mana you have. So that's really your only focus: get plus mana, get plus percentage mana, and your damage goes up like crazy. It is absolutely overpowered. Then with Mind Over Matter, that massive mana pool, which for my character is almost up to 6,000 mana, just becomes tankiness as well. It is basically a little bit crazy, and it's definitely gonna get nerfed in the next league. At least I would say it should get nerfed in the next league. But playing a build like that is actually a lot of fun. Playing it as a hero pant, of course, because that one gets like a massive mana boost as well, and then you just try to keep Arcane Surge up, and you've got some really crazy damage numbers. Just run around, drop your Stormbrands, and everything gets deleted from the map. It's really cool in my opinion, but of course not something that you should count on as a baseline experience for Path of Exile. It's just a chance to very easily push yourself into that end game, push yourself a little bit further than you normally do. And in fact, I would say that I've learned some stuff as well. For instance, the importance of currency. I've been really lucky. I think 4 Exiles, or it's 5 Exiles at this point, have already dropped for me. I actually invested that a little bit in a better 6-link chest, a couple of really good unique items that work for the build, and yeah, you feel stronger, faster. It basically shows to me that what I've been doing wrong with a lot of my previous characters is I've been too stingy with the currency. I've always been saving. Maybe I should wait for this, maybe I should wait for that. Instead, you should be spending it because you're just going to increase your progress that much more. So Path of Exile is definitely a great game, something that I plan to keep looking at every single league. I'm not sure if I'm gonna spend that much more time in this league because yeah, those crashes are very annoying. At first I thought, well, it's always the delirium mechanic, but even if I don't run that, the game just crashes on me from time to time. Not really sure what that is all about, but it is massively annoying. And there's some interesting stuff that is coming next week, if I'm not mistaken, like the first DLC for X4. I might definitely take a look at that. And perhaps Doom Eternal came out, haven't bought it yet, but lots of people are saying that it's a pretty pretty great game, so that might be on the radar as well. And it's going to be a short one this week, but that's it for my last week in games. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.